Hi guys, this is going to be the tutorial that's going to show you how to make this basket weave stitch version number 2. And to do the stitch, you can use any size yarn and any size hook that yarn recommends. I'm using worsted weight yarn, which is 4 ply for the US and 10 ply for Australia, and I'm using a 5mm hook or size H hook for the US. The multiples are 4 plus 3, and what that means is that you're going to chain in sets of 4, 4, 4, 4 till you've reached your desired width, and once you have, you're going to chain 3 more and you'll be ready to start row 1. Okay, I've done my multiples of 4. I have it the width that I want, so I'm going to go ahead and chain 3 more, and I'm ready to begin row 1. For row 1, you want to double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. So count 1, 2, 3, and in this 3rd chain you want to do a double crochet. Then you want to work 1 double crochet down each stitch of your chain. So put 1 double crochet in the rest of your chains, and you need to end on an even number. So if you're doing a big afghan or something, and at the end you might have miscounted on your chains of 4 or something, and you end up with an odd number, a little trick you can do is you can take out the knot at the end and you can remove 1 stitch only, and then that'll give you an even number, because to make this stitch work you must have on an even number, because you're going to be working in sets of 2. So go ahead and start, continue to put double crochets down your chain, and I'll see you when you get back. Okay, for row 2, make sure that you've counted, and including your chain 3 at the very end, that also counts as a stitch. So you'll go 1, 2 and count till you have an even number. So once you have that, for row 2, you'll chain 3 and turn. Now, starting with the very first stitch of our row, we're going to be working on the post of the double crochets from row 1, and you're going to be doing 2 front posts, and then the next 2 will be 2 back posts, and you're going to be alternating 2 front posts, 2 back posts for the whole row. So for the first one, we're going to start with a front post. So we're going to come from behind and push it forward. First, don't forget to yarn over once, and then you'll pull through 2, and that's your first front post double crochet, and you'll yarn over, go into the next post, pull it up, and do a front post double crochet on that one as well. Now we're going to be doing 2 back posts. So again, yarn over, come in from behind, and you want to push that post to the back, and then complete your double crochet as normal. And then you repeat that, yarn over, go in and push it back, and then do your double crochet as normal. I have a really good video. If you don't know how to do front post, back post double crochet, you should definitely check out that video. But anyway, you're going to continue to do your front post, back post, front post, back post, and till you get to the very end of your row. Okay, I'm just finishing the last 2 stitches of my row, which are, this is the very last chain, which are 2 front post double crochets. If you end with 2 back post double crochets, that's fine. So for row 3, again, you're going to chain 3 and turn. Now for row 3, you're going to be doing the opposite of what you did last time. So here for me, I ended on 2 front posts. So what I want to do for here is I want to do 2 back posts where I have a front post. And to do a back post on the very first stitch, it can be kind of tricky. So let me try to show you close up and slowly. What you'll do is you'll yarn over, you'll go from under your chain, and then find your post, because your posts are here. This is my first post right there on the side. So I'm going to go under my chain I'm going to find that post. I'm going to put my hook in between it so that it pushes that post back. Then you get a loop, and you're going to be going, and you can grab your chain. You're going to be going under the chain. Have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then the next one, yarn over, and you'll grab up the next post. Now the next 2 stitches are going to be back post. So yarn over and get that post, push it back, and do your 2 front post double crochets in a row. Once you do your 2 back posts, then you'll be doing 2 front posts. You're going to be alternating just like you did last time. So you do 2 front posts, 2 back, 2 front, 2 back, and you want to continue that down your row. So keep doing that for row 3, and I'll see you when you reach the end. Okay, I've come to the end of row 3, and to end this row, it's front post double crochet for me. The very last stitch of your row, you'll have the chain 3 and the double crochet. I'm going to be working basically using both of those, combining them together, the chain 3 and the double crochet, and just working my last front post double crochet over both of them. Then to start your row, again, you'll chain 3. So for row 4, you're going to be starting row 4 exactly the way you did row 3. So chain 3 and turn. I began my last row with front post double crochets. So I'm going to start this row 4 doing front post. And the same for you. If you ended with back post last time, then you want to begin with back post this time as well. You're basically going to be repeating row 3 for row 4. So I'm doing my 2 back post, then I'll do my 2 front post again. So just keep on alternating between front post, 2 front post, 2 back post for row 4. Okay, I'm finishing row 4. Last 2 stitches for me again are front post and front post. Again, I'm going to incorporate the chain 3 into my last stitch. And that ends row 4. Now, when we did row 3, row 4 was a repeat of row 3. So you're going to have 2 rows that are exactly the same. We're going to be repeating rows 3 through 6. So 3 and 4 will be the same, and then 5 and 6 will be the same. So after you get done with rows 3 and 4 with row 4, when you get done with row 4, you'll now need to start changing. So now we ended with 2 front post. So when we change and we get our next row, we're going to be wanting to do back post, back post. So chain 3 and turn. Now to do back post front on the first stitch can be kind of a pain in the butt. So clearly find your stitch that you're going to be working on, which for me is this chain 3 here. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to come from under the chain and get in front of that post you want to work on here, and just push it back. You're basically you're going to be going through the space between the first 2 posts, and you'll be bringing up a loop. And this loop, you want it to be on the other side of your chain here, so you're going to need to pull it up in front of the chain. That'll give you 3 loops on your hook. You'll pull through 2, pull through 2, and that's your first front post double crochet. Back post double crochet on the first stitch of your row. Yarn over, and again you'll want to do, doing a back post. So we're going to go in between, pull that one back again. Did I do that right the first time? Did I do a back post? Yarn over, go, yeah, push it back. Just want to be 100% sure I did that right. Okay, then yarn over, go in between those 2 stitches again, push the post back, and do your next. Again, you're going to have to get the yarn, go in between the 2 same stitches you just did a second ago, between those same 2, pull back the post, and then again, if it's better for you just to see that post pushed back and just hold it, you can then get your loop and just go through it like that. It actually makes it so much easier. And then you can finish your double crochet. Okay, now the next 2 are going to be front posts, which are usually pretty easy. And now we're inside our piece and away from our side here, so it should automatically be easier. So yarn over, again, you're going to be doing 2 back posts. And then 2 front posts. And you're going to continue this all the way to the end of your row. Okay, I'm at the last 2 stitches of row 5. And I did front post, so the last 2 are back post, back post. And again, I'm incorporating that chain 3 into my very last stitch. Okay, so row 5 and row 6 are exactly the same. So you'll chain 3, turn, and if you began your row with 2 back posts last time, then again you're going to repeat that. If you started with 2 front posts last time, then again you're going to repeat that. I started with 2 back posts last row, so row 6 is an exact repeat of row 5, so I'm going to again have to go under my chain, push that post back, and again, if you just want to hold it, it makes it so much easier just to pull it. Finish your double crochet. So my first 2 stitches will be back post. Then my next 2 stitches will be front post. So I'm going to keep alternating this like usual down my row. So continue to do that. Remember, you're going to be doing 2 rows exactly the same. Okay, my last 2 stitches in my row are back post for row 6 here. So I'm going to finish up my row 6. And there we go. Now we've finished the repeat. Now remember, you're always going to be doing a repeat of 2 rows in a row. So rows 3 and 4 will be the same. Rows 5 and 6 will be worked the same. Row 2 is the only one where you won't repeat. So you'll do row 1, which is just double crochets, and then you'll do row 2, which if you start with the front post, then you don't want to repeat that for row 3. So for row 2, if you start with 2 front posts, then when you come to row 3, you'll want to already start switching and do back post, and then you'll start with back post for row 3 and back post for row 4, because row 4 is an exact repeat of row 3. And then if you have started with back post, then when you start with row 5, you'll want to begin with 2 front posts. So you'll begin your rows 5 and 6, which are exactly the same, with front post. So that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to click that like button and share this video. It helps me out so much. If you're wanting to know what hook I'm using a Furls hook, Furls wooden hook. You can find the link down below this video, and I recommend if you're going to order one with the extended handle. If not, it only comes with half the size, and it gets very difficult to do much of anything really. So anyway, you can find that link down below. Also, I have a Facebook group called Crochet for the Masses, where we share links to free patterns. We share pictures and stuff that we're working on at the time, or a great place just to ask questions. So you can check that out. The link is down below as well. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching.